Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to our journey through the great Kyrgyz epic Manas. Today's story is about how young Manas fulfilled his first mission. He returned ancestral land of his people. Let's continue reading together. Chapter 9. Manas journey to mighty Koshoy. It's an interesting story. Kagan Manas gazes the councils of elders. Balda announced, "I heard that a very courageous Kyrgyz batter lives in Atbashi. He built the tallest tower and fought off the invaders. Dear Manas, point a way to him. In battles with the enemy, you will need the support of your brave relative. I wish you success. Come back and home safe." Koshoy, the Kyrgyz batter in question, had already hit off Manas. He greeted Manas and his photo warriors with joy. The Altaians spent 7 days in the towers as Koshoy guest. Koshoy talked to Manas about the fate of their scattered people. The Batter's dream was to return their people to their native land. "You are born to serve your land, Manas," Koshoy said. "You are destined to unite and bring back our people from exile. Now have a safe trip to Altai." Manas listened to Koshoy's advice, along with his quest. He hurried back to Altai. They met a rider on a blue racehorse at a mountain pass. The rider had a warrior's sword without a scabbard. When the stranger approached, Manas felt the power of a courageous warrior in this man. "I wish we were friends," thought Manas. "Batyr, which tribe are you from? What is your name?" asked Manas. "I am Kyrgyz," the stranger, Bakay, replied. "My father's name is Bay. I am traveling to fight young Manas and to serve him with our heart." "I have heard of you, Baba. Thank the kind spirit you were sent to me. Be my mentor and teach me your wisdom. Here is a steel gun. Its name is Akkelte. By my request, it was crafted for you. This is not a simple gun." Manas and Bakay shone like stars. They became friends for eternity. The whole court rejoiced. Return to homeland. Chapter 10. The liberation of their ancestors' land from the invaders and match of Kız against Manas. Manas returned to Altai with his brother Bakay. The good news traveled the land. The young Kagan gathered the people and called the Altaians to march to liberate their native land from the invaders. Manas addressed his people. "The enemy surrounded us from each side. Tekes Khan ordered Orgo Khan and Akunbeshim to destroy us. Along with them was the Chinese invader Alakwe. I will return to Alato. Whoever considers himself a man, whoever is sturdy in the saddle and can hold a weapon, prepare for battle. If you will not put our banner on our enemy's chest, if I will not return to Alato, let my name be covered with shame." The Khangai Khan's Tekes, upon receiving the terrible news of the upcoming march, got scared and called the Saucer Kias. "Don't fear, my Tekes. Look at the miracle I created. I turned the trees and the grass into an army. Now, my Khan, the birds will find their death here." On the fourth day of the march, the Kyrgyz came to Tekes Khan's place. Noting the endless army, they wondered where the Kagan Khan had gathered such power. Wise Bakay understood that this army was created by magic. He ordered some gunpowder in front of them and burned it. The fire turned the enemy's army into burning flames. Manas' army entered the city without opposition. Tekes got angry and killed the Saucer Kias. He couldn't take the shame and took his own life. Manas quite found Khan's dead body in the palace. My warriors, someone else's possessions will not bring happiness. Don't take anything. And you, the defeated army, listen. Your Khan took his own life. Choose your new leader of yourself. Without a firm hand, you will not survive. Among the Kalmyk lived an old man named Karacha. His roots were Kyrgyz. At a young age, he was enslaved by the Kalmyk. With hard work and honest behavior, he earned the trust of the Kalmyk. He was known as a wise and rich man. The Kalmyk people decided to elect him as the next Khan. He was hesitant. His 16 years old beautiful daughter Saikal had a request. Karachan never told his daughter that they were Kyrgyz. It would have ruined her future among the Kalmyk people. Refuse to become a Khan father, you don't have to take Tekes Khan's place, who was killed by the enemy. My daughter is right, Karacha said to himself. The late Khan had 6 brothers, and the youngest one, Teishi, is known to be wise. Let's announce him as our Khan and introduce him to Manas. Teishi was elected Khan. The celebrations went on for a week. Wrestling matches and different town names followed. The herald announced a jousting match next. Qisaqal rallied the honor of the Kalmyk people. She made a firm decision to protect it. Looking into the crowd, she called, I call Manas for a jousting match. I will fight only him. The maiden's goal was one, to avenge Tekes Khan's death. She decided to kill Manas and then assassinated his queen. Upon seeing her, Manas thought, what a beauty! I will not fight her properly. I would better marry her. He let his spear fall to the ground. Cunning Saikal gave a strong hit to Manas' chest and kicked his loose spear away. Even then, love-struck Manas didn't fathom the real intentions of this beauty. The riders parted and came to fight again. Saikal cried, Kangai! She pierced Manas' shoulder with her spear, grabbed him, and tried to pull him off saddle. Manas was saved by accident. He really got angry. When the opponents came to fight again, he finally made a serious hit with his shield to knock her off the horse, but not wound her. Kusaka fell off her saddle and withdrew in fear. Manas went after her and demanded, Come out. The fight should have a winner. Terrified, Saikal replied, I will not come out. Then Teish Khan and Saikal's father stood up for her. We now largely a victory, Manas. To prove it, we will give you Saikal's racehorse. Manas benevolently refused the gift. Let the racehorse stay with Saikal. It's dead to her. Old man Karachan came to his daughter and said, Dear daughter, know this. You don't have Kalmyk blood. You belong to Kyrgyz people. After the tournament, Saikal didn't dare to meet Manas, and Manas dreamed that she was his wife. Saikal fell in love with Manas as well. After a few days, the butter sent their matchmakers to Saikal's father, but the proud maiden refused to marry. She waited for Manas himself. Manas, being in love, couldn't confess his feeling for her. Holy Khizr took pity on them, and united their souls. Don't be sad, fair maiden, you will be united in the heavens. The passion of the two young lovers was captured by Holy Khizr. Manas army started their march after staying in Khan Taishi's land. The army was divided into three. 150,000 men were placed under the command of Kokcha and went through Karkaran. 150,000 warriors were placed under the command of Urbu and went through the mountain pass Alabel. Khan Manas and Uwais Bakai led the remaining 400,000 men. The conceited Khangai Khan Orgo decided to battle Manas' army. He made the decisions, yet deep down he was afraid of that idea. "I'm confused and overwhelmed," he said to himself. "The Kyrgyz have lived on this land since the beginning. We invaded Turkestan and banished them. How did they survive? Scattered all over the earth. And now someone from their people named Manas has brought word to us. In this battle Manas won. Orga Khan died. The Khan's army retreated in panic, looking for support from Akun Bashim Pasha, a regent ruler of the Chinese. The valleys, forests, and the cities were covered with fire from the war. The Chinese and the Kyrgyz fought to death. The battlefields were washed red with their blood. Manas looked to the sky and prayed, "Dear God, Ya Almighty, you see that my people went to war and risked their lives. I am ready to put my own head on the line to return to my ancestors' land. My belief in you gives me courage. Forgive me for washing this land with blood, no water. So many enemies. Help me, the greatest." With courage he raced with the spear to Akun Bashim. Akun Bashim had ruled for 40 years in Chu Valley. He had turned the Kyrgyz into slaves and tortured them with impossible taxes. "How terrible!" Akun Bashim said to his people. "We'll not survive these deadly violences. Run and save yourselves, my friends." Manas looked at him and said, "Ainakul, if you are able to fight like this at this hour, your name will be Kyrgyzchan from now on." That's how the name of Ainakul was forgotten. Poor Akun Bashim tried to escape Manas' fury, but the battle caught up with him on Imambos and hit his back with a spear. Following them, Ainakul beheaded Pasha right on the hearth. Tashkent was ruled by Panush Khan. The Kyrgyz and the Kazakhs suffered under his oppression for many years. The Kyrgyz and the Kazakhs live on the Chirchuk Mountains. They were ruled by Janadil's sons, Kokotoy, a very rich Kyrgyz. He visited the Khan's palace in Tashkent. Kokotoy was in the service of the Chinese and had a noble rank among them. The whole of Turkestan knew him; he was respected even by his enemies. His relatives rushed to him to deliver the alarming news. Abake Panushan gathered his army and sent it somewhere. There are no Kyrgyz or Kazakh people among his warriors. This has never happened before. Why did Chinese suddenly go marching? Do you know anything? Crocodile replied, "My children, Batar Manas is coming here with his army. He is banishing the Chinese invaders. I just heard that the Chinese in Chui Valley trapped the Kyrgyz in order to finish them all. We are slaves for the Chinese. I believe they are preparing a terrible fate for us. We need to take up arms. We'll help Manas." All Crocodile's words inspired the tribesmen. They prepared for war, both rich and poor, strong and weak. They armed themselves with what they had and floated after the army Panush Khan sent to destroy the Kyrgyz. The battle went on for 3 days and 3 nights. Countless warriors fought from both the Kyrgyz and the Chinese side. Crocodile's army fought the Chinese army from the back. Manas, along with his army, fought in the front. The enemy, not able to withstand such force, shattered. Under their banner, they rushed into Tashkent with the mighty cry, Kyrgyz, Manas. They rushed to Tashkent under their leader Kokcho with the cry Kazakh. The Kipchaks, led by Urbu, and the troops of Batars Bakai, Chubak, and the Ajibai all went to Tashkent. They marched through the 12 gates of the city, crying Manas. Banush Khan was defeated. He died right on the throne. Kokotai was announced the Khan of Tashkent and Chirchir. A green banner was placed on the towers of Tashkent. Manas's army returned to Altai. Inspired by victory, they would return to Alato, the people's native lands. Chapter 11. The Kyrgyz returned to their native land. The wise man Kosho arrived at Altai from Atbashim, just as he had promised Manas. He was there to let the Kyrgyz move back to their native land. Full of joy and hope, the people moved with caravans of livestock and hurried back to the land of their ancestors. Wise old Koshoy Khan tells Manas, "There are both young and old people among us. What kind of life can we offer them? Antijan remains under the rule of Alake. We need to safeguard our people. We need to block the mountain passes so the enemy can't attack. My son, you are a leader. Choose your advisors from the wisest from the wise. And when I die, come see me of my two last journey." Akbalta and Joseph embraced to say goodbye. Akbalta went to his native region. Koshai left Manas. Everyone who was left heeded to tell us. After 3 months of exhausting journeying, the Kyrgyz finally reached Alato. Manas Khanate was founded on the banks of the river Talas, on the full foothills of Karol-Chokul, on top of which one could observe the whole valley. My dear friends, thank you for being with me today. I hope you enjoyed the story about how young Manas accomplished his first mission. He returned ancestral lands. Tomorrow we will continue with the next part of the epic and to discover new adventures of our hero. See you tomorrow. Thank you so much.